Chapter 2 Blobby Critters. Okay, so here's the second game. It's pretty similar to the first one. We just draw a bunch of separate blobs this time, and each one is a kind of animal or a creature of some kind. So when I say start, we find what kind of critters they are. And you get about 2 to 3 minutes tops for each little thing. It's the exact same idea as the first game. You look at this blob and just kind of think what it reminds you of. In this case, this is totally an anteater. A really chubby one, so I guess there's a lot of ants around these days. And they have, like critters are just like faces. You know what goes on a face, like eyes, nose, mouth, all that. And pretty much same thing applies for critters. They have a head usually, so give them a nose, an ear, and eyes, and then they walk around or move around somehow. So give them some kind of limbs. And usually I would give them, if they're missing something, in this case limbs, I just kind of give them the same shapes that they already have. So this guy is made of pretty much tubes, and it's just most natural for me to add a bunch more tubes to him, and he's got limbs now. And somehow these things look like, somehow they're tails because they're in the back. I mean, they could also be heads, I guess, but not today. And this line down the middle is reminding me of a skunk stripe. So that's going on there. If you don't see the critter right away, then don't draw right away. It's fine to take some more time and just look at it. There's a balance you have to hit. Usually, it's much easier to draw something if you can already see it. So I would take as much time as I need and to turn the paper around as often as I need to. Or maybe add some extra blobs on there if I really don't see anything. I just have to somehow trick my eyes and my brain into falsely recognizing this blob, which is not really anything, as something that it knows. So in this case, this is a bird head on a cow/pig's body with a dinosaur tail. Did I say that it doesn't have to make any sense? Yeah, I think I did. Also, there's a difference between making something realistic and believable. So in this case, these critters are not in any ways realistic, especially not this one. But it's nice to make it look believable, because we want people to kind of buy it, buy this drawing, to somehow think that it is a creature of some kind. So in that case, it's kind of nice to make it look balanced, to make it look like it could stand there. If it did exist, it could stand. It might not survive for very long, because I don't think it could eat enough seeds to keep this body going. But it's got a chunky body, so I gave it kind of chunky limbs, so it looks like it could stand. And I put them in a way so it's balanced. So it's nice to as fantastic as the creature that you're seeing is, to somehow intervene a little bit as you're transforming your subconscious impulse into a design, into lines on paper. Intervene a little bit and make it somehow work, And there's a very similar trick you can do with these games, with these critters, as the Ramen Heads game, which is you could ask, how does this critter, how does it eat? What does it eat? So for this guy, I see a giant gaping mouth right up the front, and somehow it's reminding me of a trap. So I put this little lure in there. It looks like a little like cheese cracker fishy thing that's attached to the tongue, because everything else on this critter looks quite useless. The arms are just stubs and the legs are even stubbier, so I guess it's using its mouth. And some fins and we're done.